Well, hello, welcome to episode 78 of Wise Advice. Been a couple of days since I checked in, kind of been off the grid for a few days. Just kind of relaxing. It was a 4-day weekend here, obviously 4th of July, so ended up getting a lot of housework done, so that was kind of cool. But we'll hang out here, see who's here, see who's hanging out with us on the 4th of July. You may, if you're listening closely, you may hear some booms outside. The neighbors are going crazy with fireworks. Jeff's here. How are you, sir? Good to see you. How's happy 4th of July to you? Linda's here. Happy 4th. Very cool. Happy birthday, America, right? So, yeah, I've been off the grid for Crystal's here. Crystal's out walking, I'm presuming. Ashley, hello. Yep, we did fireworks last night at the ball game. Tired of the booms already? It's the 4th today. Today you have to accept it. There we go. Susan, Sandra's here. Janice is here. Hello from California. Robin, hello. Diane, hello. Happy 4th. Happy 4th, Yvette. Good to see you guys. Sheila's here. If you guys have been listening, Sandra, hello. Happy 4th. Happy 4th. If you've been watching this before, you'll notice the light is better. What do you think of that? I had some lights installed in here over the 4th. Got some track lighting installed, or not track lighting, but can lighting installed. So my office at home, I use it for a lot of different things, but it was hard to. I had a couple lamps in the corners. There was a lamp over there, which is now gone. There was a lamp over there, which is now gone. So got those all squared away, and then I'll show you just because we'll see. Let's see. There we are. Those guys up there. Put some lights in. So anyway, had to get that done so I could see. But then I got all kinds of stuff. So Julie's out of California, East Bay. Terry's, let's see, Joan. Sorry, hi Joan. Hi Kathy. David, how are you? Sandra's here. All right, looks like I got everybody. Looks like the whole crew is here, so that's good. So Crystal, you're not out walking. You're trying to keep the animals. They don't like fireworks, do they? Not much at all. Yeah. So thanks, Paula. No, it was. This weekend, man, I don't know if you can see, let's see here if I got a little bit of paint on me still. We remodeled the bathroom, installed the lighting. I got to finish patching the ceiling soon, but I needed some light in here. The lights weren't working, so got that squared away. So, all right, episode 78 is here. Yeah, Teresa, sorry about that, and Kathy, thanks for being here. Like I said, for me, that it was I needed a handful of days to get caught up on a lot of work stuff, or home stuff, I should say. So I had 4 days off, and it was a much needed off of the grid time. But I checked in about an hour ago into a couple social media places, and then checking my inbox, and it was just overwhelming. So I'll hit the highlights tonight, and then tomorrow I'll dig in. And see what's overdue and not. So, but all right, well, let's get this thing done. Let's see what exciting stuff we got going on the 4th of July, right? Woo woo. Test 1 2. Bum, bum, bum. Test. There it is. Doop, doop, doop. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. All right. What did we forget? Good old water. Linda discovered her why I wanna. All right, here we go. Test 1 2. All right, audio looks good. I am your host, FatDag, and you're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 78. It is the 4th of July here, Independence Day, America. For those of you, who live in the United States and listening, happy Independence Day and happy celebration. And if you listen closely, you may pick up a boom or two because the neighborhood here is just kind of going crazy with fireworks. It's the one time a year where I just absolutely don't mind it at all. They can go till midnight. Does not bother me a bit. And heck, if they want to go till 6 in the morning, this is 4th of July. It's a day of celebration. So that's it. Now, hey, it's a day of celebration, but it's also a day of continuing to be mindful. And you continue to work the plan, continue to do what you're doing, you continue to stay checked in, and as long as you're focused on what it is you're doing and you have a plan, you can be successful. So we'll open the show with Anita. Anita writes in and says, "Hey, FatDag, first just want to say thank you for your service and thank you to your family for their sacrifice as well. Second, thank you for your podcast. A few days ago, I wanted to quit because the plan was not working. I was eating my daily points and my weekly points. I would lose weight and then I would gain some back. I listened to one of your podcasts and you had mentioned that you didn't snack. You ate 3 meals a day and that was it. Well, I figured out I was not working the plan correctly and that trying to eat 3 meals and 2 or 3 snacks per day was just not working for me. So I changed it up and started eating just 3 times a day, staying within the blue dots. And guess what? I am down 2.4 pounds the first week, and then I did my midweek weigh-in. I was down another 2.5. Thank you again for all you do. Stay safe, and God bless, Anita." Anita, absolutely great job there. And so here's a couple things that I'm very, very cool to see that you recognized. Everybody has to work the plan differently. There are no 2 ways to get this done. You can't take 2 different people and say this is the way it gets done. Some people have great success eating their weekly. Some people don't. Some people snack. Some people don't. Depending on the week, I have different weeks where there are weeks where I do end up with a snack and there are weeks where I don't. The weeks that I stay mindful to the plan, the weeks that I keep track of the blue dots, the week that I stay within that healthy eating range, I certainly have success on the plan. Now, what I try and do is my plan really revolves around is I break my meals up, my points into 3 buckets of points per se, divided evenly by 3, and then my snacks become, an apple or strawberries or a banana. Those are my kind of go-to fruits. So that's how I work it. So it sounds like you kind of made an adjustment as well. That adjustment worked for you because you're now being mindful to what it is you're doing. I'm glad to see that you figured out that quitting is not going to work. When you said a few days ago you wanted to quit because the plan was not working, we know the plan works. That's not, no one ever questions whether or not the plan works. We question, are we working it properly or are we working it effectively? So every once in a while you got to do exactly what you did. You got to take a reset. You got to take an inventory. You got to see if you can shake some things up and get it done. So boom, you did it. Way to adjust the plan. Way to stick with it. 2.4 in a week is fantastic work. 2.5 on the midweek weigh-in, man, that just proves you know what you're doing. Continue doing that. If you've lost 2.4 pounds, then what we've proven now is whatever you did that week is working. You understand how the plan works. You understand what you've got to do to follow the plan. And the longer you stay on that track, the more success you're going to have. If you've lost 2.4 pounds in a week, that means you follow the plan perfectly for that week. Take inventory of what you did and do it again. Anita, you have the ability to get this done. Great job. Keep up the great work. Next email comes in out of Kendra. Kendra writes in, says, "Hi, Mike. She opens up, she says, Mike, aka FatDag, leader, host, Superman. I think she's a little misguided there, but I love it. I just wanted to follow up with my last email. I was struggling with complacency. I was being comfortable, and I went into laziness. I took to Connect, asking for a drill sergeant to scream at me and get my brain moving forward again. You simply asked if I wanted it, and oh boy, do I. You see, I've always been the fat kid. I'm still okay with that. It's not a shame thing for me. It's just a fact. I never took the title to heart. It wasn't a depression trigger or anything like that. To me, it is what it is. In 2015, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, though the doctors were very encouraged that stage 4 here was not even close to a death sentence. And after chemo and radiation, she was cured. However, as with all tales of chemo, the treatments attacked her body. Fast forward a year, we find out that she had a brain lesion, probably for years, but the chemo attacked it and caused it to swell. She came out of all the treatments barely able to walk. In a few weeks in July, I will head to Omaha to be with her while they drain the lesions. In 2016, my brain shifted. My family health issues were many, and I had most of them. I was terrified of the rest: diabetes, high blood pressure, heart issues, bad knees, bad back, etc. And yes, I knew most of them were due to not taking care of myself. I also knew that Weight Watchers worked. I watched many of my friends lose weight. I tried a few others that promised fast results, because really, when you want to lose weight, you want it off fast. You don't want to learn and grow and have it take more than a year. Aha, but I knew the truth. My weight was about habits. I started Weight Watchers in March of 2016. My head was kinda in the game. I started strong, but when the summer came and vacations, I saw on Connect that others were losing weight better than me. I coasted. Summer was blah. But August 2016, it clicked. I wanted it for me. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be on the other side looking back. I found leaders on Connect. I unfollowed many who would play with it like I was. I wanted to be surrounded by folks that took this seriously. Life and death type folks. My body followed. It was great. I followed you and others who were encouraging people to change the behavior. That's it. It's not about the food, but the relationship with the food. Why am I grazing? I'm not hungry. What habit am I walking through instead of addressing? I kicked through 60 pounds lost, but for some reason, comfortable and lazy, when June came around, I became complacent again. Why did my head think just because it's summer I could not take care of myself? What the heck? After 3 weeks of feeling gross, I asked for someone to challenge me, to yell at me, to remind me that I'm worth it, and your simple response was like a boot to the head. Do you want this? It's all you wrote. I literally sat back in my chair and had a moment of self-reality. Do I want it? I do. It clicked again, and my life moved forward with drive and determination. I found my perspective. I re-listened to all of your podcasts. Thank you for them. Friday, at weigh-in, I lost 6.6 pounds. 6.6, are you kidding me? I told you I got it. It clicked. Just 10 pounds to goal. Thank you for helping me with perspective, consistency, and remembering my self-worth. I am worth it. Kendra. Well, Kendra, I remember that post, and, when I read it, and, I don't remember it verbatim, and I can go back and through it, but you asked exactly what you said. You wanted someone to yell at you. You wanted someone, you actually asked for people to be pretty hard on you. You said, give it to me straight and tell me how, yell at me. And I didn't want to do that, because what I know is that, yelling at you is not going to get this done for you. No amount of yelling and screaming is going to have any lasting effect in our weight loss journey. You have to want this for yourself. You have to want this more than I want this for you. So that was my exact response to it, as I simply said, do you want it? And I'm glad to see that response evoked the reaction that I was hoping for. I want you to want this. I know you want this. You don't lose 60 pounds on accident. You don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and go, oh my God, I'm down 60 pounds. I had no idea. You were focused. You were disciplined. Now, the part of your journey that is a lot like many of ours is that you're going to go through some really great times, and you're going to go through some struggling times. The key is to build healthy habits and to recognize the difference between how you feel when you feel good and how you feel when you don't feel good. And you've mentioned that in your email. So you say that where you went into the part you said you have to adjust your habits and adjust your lifestyle. That's exactly what we got to do. So here we are, we're working this weight loss plan, we're working this weight loss journey, and we call it a lifestyle for a reason, because you have to make the adjustments to the things you do daily that get you moving in the right direction. As you develop good habits, the good habits will eventually replace the bad habits more often than not. That's the whole key to this entire plan, is to develop habits that'll fuel your weight loss journey and fuel a healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life. So you're right, when we start any one of these programs, whether it be Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or Nutrisystem or Beachbody or whatever it is program we start, we really want to hop on the scale in about a week and lose 50, 60 pounds a week. There isn't a person out there who wouldn't be sold by that type of diet if we could advertise it. The fact of the matter is the slower that you lose the weight, the more permanent it is, because you're then taking the effort and time to really adjust your lifestyle. Now, if you've gone your entire life making bad bad habits and bad choices with food by either overeating or not the right type of food, and you flip the switch instantly and you make the great habits, that's hard to sustain long term. You can suppress those bad habits for a long time, but can you maintain it long term? If you adjust slowly, if you just kind of ease into it by getting your blue dots and by tracking everything and living within the plan does work, and it may work slower than 50 pounds a week, but it will work for a long time, and you will be able to sustain it for the rest of your life. So you're absolutely right. 6.6 pounds in a week, that's phenomenal work. That's focus, that's discipline. You've got it going on. Now, I'm not going to continue to yell at you. You're 10 pounds from goal. If you at this point, 10 pounds away from goal, I'm not going to make fun of you here, but if you don't get to goal, then I ask you to refocus. I ask you to dig deep as to go, do you want this? Do you want to hop on the scale for the very last time hoping to lose weight? Do you want to hop on the scale and you just want to maintain your weight? That's a whole different feeling. And so from 10 pounds, if you're down 60 pounds, right? So if 10 pounds more, you know how to do this. You absolutely have the ability to get this done. Go get it done and let me know when you get there. Great work, great email, and go get it. Kerri out of Delaware writes in, says, "Hi, Mike. I just want to send you a note to thank you for your podcast. My job in medical sales keeps me on the road, and I love to listen to podcasts. Yours is now and at the top of my favorite list. I've been a lifetime Weight Watcher on and off since I was 16 years old. I'm now 41. I'm currently 13 pounds from goal, and I've decided that this is the last time for me. While I love my mom immensely, I definitely attribute my warped relationship with self-image issues a bit to her. She is 67 years old and is still struggling with her weight. She put me on my first diet at age 7, and it just never ended. I watched her starve herself with diet pills, crazy magazine cover diets, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, but the only time she is ever happy was on Weight Watchers. Her unhappiness with herself projected some negativity onto me. I remember being 11 years old, telling her that I was unhappy with my weight, I wasn't that big, and her crying. She telling me that she was sorry that I got her thighs. As an only child, that literally weighed heavily on me, and I've carried that guilt until about a year ago when I decided that was enough. I'm not blaming my mom or my dad, since passed, for our own food issues. I take responsibility for the decisions and habits that I've created in my life. I'm married to a wonderful man in law enforcement who has loved me at 220 pounds and at 160. More importantly, I'm a blessed mom to 3 daughters, 13, 10, and 8, who I know are looking to me to be strong and show good habits. I'm an avid runner, and I just finished a 37-day running streak where I ran at least 1 mile a day from Memorial Day until today, July 4th. I always quit in the past, but I did not this time. I've committed to not miss any meetings. Saturday is my day, me time. I've already written it into my calendar. So thank you again for all you do. I really appreciate your honesty and the journey that you shared. Thank you also for your service to our country. Kerri out of Delaware. Well, Kerri, thank you so much for putting me on the top of your podcast list. It's an honor to be there. I know when it comes to choices of different podcasts that are out there, there's a bunch of them. So the fact that you put me on the top of the list really means a lot to me, and I appreciate that. But what it also means is that right now in your life, this is the part of where you're focused. And so I bounce around from a handful of different podcasts depending on what I'm focused on in my life and what I think I need the inspiration in. So the fact that I'm there at the top of your list right now lets me know that you're at the top of your list. At the top of your list is you, and at the top of your list is taking care of you and getting healthy and being healthy. And so therefore you found a tool that you can use to continue to reinforce that you are a priority, that you are worth it, and that you are taking care of yourself. So the fact that I'm at the top of your list only means that you're at the top of your list, and so I appreciate that for both of us. So thank you for that. Now you're 13 pounds away from goal, and that this is the last time that you're going to join Weight Watchers. I love that answer. Because if you make this the last time, if you make quitting never, ever, ever again a possibility, then you will continue to enjoy the benefits of a healthy life long into adulthood. 41, you're still young. You're still plenty of time left. That's right. I'm in that age range as well. So we understand that we have an entire life ahead of us. Just like you, we have children who watch us. They monitor our behavior. They take cues from what we are doing, and you are modeling good, healthy behaviors that they will be able to follow. So that's great work. Now, one thing that caught me as interesting is you did it 37 days in a row where you ran at least 1 mile a day. My hat is completely off to you. I would take it off here, but the headphones are on. But my hat is off to you for that because I attempted that same thing at the start of the year. I got 18 days into it before I finally was not able to do it. Now, I started in January, so I did not have the weather advantage on my side either, but a mile a day for 37 days is a significant accomplishment. Very, very proud of you for getting that done. Keep up the great work. Now, when you talk about your relationship with your food, the fact that you recognized it, the fact that you, again, like I said in the opening, the fact that you're taking care of yourself means that you're going to be able to get this done. You're committed to not miss a single meeting. That, again, all of that points back to the behavior of who you're taking care of first, and you're taking care of you first, and that's why you're having the success that you're having. Congratulations, you're doing a great job. Your children are watching. I know they're watching everything you're doing, and the more you continue to make good, healthy choices and good, healthy habits a majority of the time, that will transcend into their life, and you're changing your entire family tree. So keep up the great work, Kerri. Thank you for your email. Next up, Lisa writes in. Lisa says, "Hi, FatDag. A little background on me. I'm a 52-year-old lifer, lifetime member of Weight Watchers, who is working hard to maintain my goal weight. I'll never ever say that losing weight is easy because it's not. I will say that maintaining a goal is hard. It's really hard, especially when you're dealing with other issues like menopause and migraines. I try not to let these things interfere with living a healthy lifestyle, to include staying on plan with food and getting in my exercise. I go to my Weight Watcher meeting every Thursday, and I weigh myself daily because for me, that's what works. I track smart points on the Weight Watcher app, and I also track on MyFitnessPal because I like to look at how much protein I'm getting each day. A couple of years ago, when I hit my, oh crap, I'm fat again weight, I decided it was time for a drastic measure. I joined a gym that was pretty hardcore. It was 1-hour classes that were heart rate based, and you would get an email at the end of the class with your stats, including total number of calories burned. At the beginning, I was killing it, and I liked it. The longer the gym was open, I was one of the first members to sign up before they even opened, the harder and more competitive the workouts got. I was always trying to beat my numbers. Most of the members were way under 50. When they would have challenges, the age groups were 30 and above and 40 and above. Well, hello, what about 50 and above? Anyway, long story short, these workouts literally started making me sick. I only went 2 times a week because of the membership plan I was on and because it was such a hardcore workout that I began getting migraines after every workout. In January of this year, I made the decision that this gym was definitely not the right fit for me anymore. I left. I didn't quit. I left and I joined Rex Wellness Center, which is a gym that's associated with a large hospital system here in North Carolina. They really are focused on health and wellness. I love this place. I'm now one of the younger ones at the gym. I can go as many times a week as I want and do the things that are right for me. Many of my Thursday morning Weight Watcher meeting friends are members as well. It really helps inspire me to keep me coming back when I see the 80-plus-year-old couple walking around the track and holding hands. And they're not holding hands just because they're in love, but to hold each other up so they can keep doing it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for reinforcing the attendance goal theory. I love this. It has really helped me to let go of focusing on the numbers such as calorie burns, steps for the day, time spent at the gym. There was one day while I was at the gym on a treadmill and I felt like crap that day. I was listening to your episode about attendance goals and it hit me. I feel like crap, but I'm here. I made it. I may only do the treadmill today, but I'm walking and I am here. The attendance goal theory has reminded me that it's okay not to kill myself in a workout, but just to do something every day to get moving. And for me, the attendance goal is not always going to the gym. There are some days where I'll do the treadmill or elliptical at home and then go for a walk in my neighborhood. I started doing challenges again that I find online. I pick ones that are right for me and that are doable for me. I hear your voice in my head saying when you're out of points, stop eating points, and this too has helped me a lot. I no longer wish people good luck, but now I wish them good focus. It makes so much sense. Thank you for dedicating your life to helping others in this journey to good health. Lisa out of Wake Forest, North Carolina. Well, Lisa, again, it is a complete honor to be able to walk this journey with you because, like I said more than once, is my entire life changed because of the Connect community. The things that I'm able to enjoy now, all of that comes from the lifestyle that Weight Watchers has given me and taught me, and I learned all of that from being inside the community of Connect. And so my only hope and joy and passion at this point is to make sure other people understand and know that it's absolutely possible, that they too can have the same success that they see. You look at any of the success stories on Weight Watchers. It's possible for everybody. Many of us have not done anything significant other than follow the plan. Now, when it comes to attendance goals, what you've got to do, which it sounds like exactly what you're doing, is you really just have to set yourself up for being mindful, being aware, being engaged, and being present. That is what the attendance goal has said. Now, one of the things that I recognized during my journey and that kind of helped me form this attendance goal thing is you see it all the time. You see a challenge, hey, who wants to lose 15 pounds by May 1st or by June 1st or by Memorial Day or by, it seems like it's always around, a milestone, either it's by Christmas, by Thanksgiving, by my birthday, by a wedding. And I know for me, there was a period of time when I fell into that trap. And in one scenario in particular, and I forget the exact number, but one scenario in particular, I had a tournament coming up, a golf tournament that I participate in, and I wanted to make sure that I was down, I think I wanted to be down 70 pounds at that time by that tournament came around. So I said, I really want to be 70 pounds down. When this tournament hits, I want to be down 70 pounds. I want to be down 70 pounds. Well, the tournament came, and I wasn't down 70 pounds. I was down 68 pounds. And my first reaction was disappointment. My first reaction was I was disappointed that I missed the performance goal of hitting a 70-pound loss by a specific date. Now, it took me a second to understand that, and then I finally refocused my thinking, and I went, wait a minute, let's back up just a little bit. I'm going to hit 70 pounds the next 3 or 4 days. That's going to happen because I'm going to stay motivated in the process. So it was right around then when I finally, for the last time, I gave up on any sort of performance level goal when it comes to weight loss. The one thing I cannot control is what the scale is actually going to say in the morning. I can control what I eat the day before. I can control how much I work out the day before. I can control how much how much energy I exert throughout the course of the day, even if it's not in a workout mode. But all of that combined, I can't control the number on the scale. So what I said is let's shift our mindset and let's get into the attendance side of it. If I wake up every single day on plan and I end every single day on plan and I'm tracking everything I eat and I'm mindful to the program and I'm working out, and if by working out I mean I'm doing something deliberate every day that consists of moving more than I did the day before or more than usual, it doesn't have to be changing into gym clothes and going to the gym. It could be simply parking a little further away, walking the long way into the office, getting up every hour, walking around the office. If I set those goals as attendance goals, and I'm attending myself and taking care of me, the scale will take care of itself at that point. And that's the piece I want you to focus on. In other episodes, I talk about where it does us no good to do a Navy SEAL super duper boot camp extreme workout on Monday and need 5 weeks off to recover. You will never, ever build the healthy habit of going to the gym consistently or regularly if you can only do it once in a great while. So find something you can do daily. Something you do daily that you can then use to build healthy habits. So for instance, back in early on in my time, it was my 5 a.m. club. It was 5 o'clock in the morning at the gym. I could go every morning. I was simply on the treadmill for about an hour, but I walked as slow as possible so that I knew every day I went. And so that healthy habit is what built me into slowly adjusting my time and getting more in performance level into it. But the going to the gym consistently was the habit that was built by just simply going every day and doing something. So that's what you got to do. Habits are going to, we have either good habits or bad habits. All of our habits lead us to where we are today. The bad habits have probably got us to where we are at this point. And now we need to replace them with some good habits and move forward. So thank you for that. Keep up the great work. Set your own attendance goals and go after them. You have the ability to do it. Last up, Lisa writes in and says, "Hi, FatDag. Like everyone, I want to thank you for your podcast. You and I hang out together regularly in my car, on walks, and even in a lawn chair in the backyard. I'm a long-time listener and a first-time writer. I found a long list of whys, and I've committed for the first time in my life to making it to my final weigh-in weight loss mode. Until you started talking about it, I never realized that I didn't let myself even think about making it that far. Thank you so much for that. I am at 49 pounds lost with Weight Watchers since February 4th of 17 and 99 pounds down from my highest weight. I have 100 pounds to go, and I know I can do it. But I do have a confession to make. I have developed an addiction to blue dots on the tracker. I've had a blue dot every single day since April 1st, 2017. I have a goal to make it an entire year with the blue dots. While I know this is a lofty attendance goal, I can't think of a single reason why I can't do it. I've only had food stuffed in my mouth by another person twice in my life, when I was an infant, and cake on my wedding day by my sweet husband. Otherwise, I have chosen and continue to choose what I put in my mouth. I have control over how I choose to handle and plan for special occasions, eating out, and work functions. I need to learn how to handle boredom, stress, and other emotions without using food, and the Blue Dot Challenge keeps me in check. If I am extra hungry, I eat point-free food to the top of the Blue Dot range. If I wake up late, skip a meal, or have lots of points left at the end of the day, I take that opportunity to have a higher point treat that I still want to include in my life. While I have had a lifetime of failed weight loss attempts, this time with my why firmly planted, it is different. My current Weight Watchers journey is only 4 months old, and I was wondering, though, what should I keep in mind based on your longer-term experience with the program as I move forward with this goal? Thanks so much for your insight and any insight you can provide, Lisa. Well, Lisa, first off, let's go right back to the beginning. You're down 99 pounds. 49 of it is on Weight Watchers, so the other 50 is completely on you working the program, and that is you having the focus, discipline, determination to want to get this done. And I absolutely love the Blue Dot Challenge. I'm confident when I was losing my weight, we didn't have the Blue Dots. They weren't a part of the program at the time. I'm confident, though, if I went back and looked at my weight loss journey and I looked to see what where I was tracking during the time that I went from my from 263 down to 172. During that time, I'm confident it was a blue dot every single day. The days that I wouldn't have gotten a blue dot were the days that I underate just a touch, maybe 4 points left for the day instead of 3 to get the blue dot, because I wasn't aware of that need to get to that -3. So you're doing fantastic work. I can't think of a single reason why you can't do it either. A blue dot every single day for a year is absolutely doable. And that year is going to be significantly different than any other year you've had in your life. You've developed a healthy habit, and you've learned how to eat mindfully. You've learned to handle every single scenario that life throws at you during that year. So great job. I'm very impressed with that. Now, what do you have to look forward to as the plan goes on? The number one thing I talk about is complacency. When we get to the point where we get to our goal weight, we get close to our goal weight, or right in that same, we have to have had developed healthy habits along the way. If we are suppressing bad habits, when complacency strikes, those bad habits become stronger. We bring them back into our life slowly, and we don't recognize them. So as you get into the complacency stage, you need to be able to have some sort of trigger. You need to have something that you understand and that only you recognize when you're in that mode. Whether it's a clothing size, whether it's a number on the scale, whether it's an internal feeling, there will be something that you will recognize that'll be different about your journey that'll remind you that you're in a complacency mode. In my scenario, a medium t-shirt, 31-inch jeans, when those no longer fit, when those become snug, that is my cue that I've been too complacent. I'm not following the plan to the same level as I used to, and that puts me right back on track. That gives me some freedom and some flexibility to work the plan to fit my lifestyle, but it doesn't give me a complete free excuse to go with all complete reckless abandon. So you have to recognize complacency, because complacency will hit. There will become a point where you will wake up happy, on plan, on goal, and you will know that you can't gain 200 pounds overnight. So that one day becomes a little easier to not earn your blue dot. The one day can turn to 2, can turn to 3, can turn to 7, can turn to 14. And at some point, you need to have a mechanism, something in place that reminds you of what it felt like when you got to goal, how good you feel, and it'll keep you back to getting on goal. So develop the good habits now, recognize the old ones, and commit to never quitting. Commit to staying on plan for as long as it takes, which is the rest of your life. So thank you very much for your email. And I always want to know, what is it that we're celebrating? What is it that we're proud of? And what I loved about tonight's show was seeing, I could hear it in your voice that you're proud of what you're doing. And when you share it, there are other people who understand it, who hear it, and they now believe too that it's possible. So I always want to know what it is you're celebrating. Let's share it. Go to FatDag.com. Click on Listen Now. Send in your celebrations, your comments. You can also email in at onair@fatdag.com. You can catch me on Facebook Live most evenings around 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I kind of pop up on Facebook at Wise Advice. I do it completely random, but I'm there. And if I'm there, I interact with you before the show. And when the show's over, I stick around for a little bit to kind of talk about the show. So you can catch me on Facebook. But I want to know what it is you're proud of. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know what you're struggling with too. Let's get it out there. Let's get it done, because you have the ability to get this done. Well, that is going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Did I really just ramble for 34 minutes? I always get surprised when I turn around and I look at the timer on the clock and it said 34 minutes, and I'm like, man, it feels like, other than the fact that my head's sweating, it feels like it was like 10 minutes. But apparently that thing says right there. It says 34:24. So cool. So what'd you think? Let me scroll up to the top. I saw a couple comments popped in. All right. I'll read Denise's comment and then I'll scroll back to the top. So Denise discovered you were on right when you were sitting down to dinner. Popped in the earbuds and ate mindfully as I listened. That is so cool. I love it. Very cool, Denise. All right, we're going to go back up and we'll come back to Denise's comment. I think we're right about here. Let's see. So Adriana's here. Happy 4th. I think we got that one. Paula, good evening. Andrea. Yep, Andrea made it just in time. Woo woo. Debbie, happy 4th. Sandra, hey. Yeah, Diane, it's so easy to get complacent, right? That's the number one thing we all. It is going to hit every one of us. You heard it at the end of the show, though. You got to find a way to recognize it. That's it. The whole thing you're doing at this point is learning how to recognize when that hits and how to bust out of it. So, Marie, hello, you're welcome. Thank you. Mom's here, as always. Hi, Mom. Dennis is here. Or Dennis is Pam, it looks like. Happy 4th. Angie says happy 4th. Sarah, happy 4th. Woo-woo. Yeah, Donna says back. So Donna, I saw that pop in when I was reading Back to Basics is right. You know, at some point we'll all do that. You know, we'll get complacent and we'll go, okay, let me start over. You know, and as long as we start over at a point that's not higher than the last time we started over, we're on track. We're doing good. Linda says, thank you for being an inspiration and real. As a leader, you're so glad that I've shared my insights and you get the pleasure of talking about you and several others. So, Linda, I can't read all your comment, but thank you for being here and thank you for sharing. That's the whole reason this program works. That's the whole reason this whole community works, is that because it become a community. And the reason that we share is so that other people in the community know that what they're trying to do is possible. So, Denise, hi. Diane says, love the attendance goal. Yeah, so attendance, you don't have to do anything crazy, right? I mean, again, it's my favorite line. The Navy SEAL Super Duper Extreme Boot Camp Kickboxing Cardio Swimming class, it may be fun, it may be great, but if you can only do that once every 5 weeks, you're not going to build the attendance. But if you said to yourself, hey, I go to the gym every single day, and you go every single day, at some point something will come up that'll challenge that, and you'll be like, no, I need to go to the gym because I go. That's what I do. And you'll make yourself a priority. Whereas if you go to, Navy SEAL Super Duper Kickboxing Cardio Swim class, it's easy, and the next one's not until 6 weeks from now. It's easy to forget about it and not go. So, Terry, hi. Rachel says Oprah needs to interview me. Hi, Oprah. I know Oprah. Oprah has to be watching, right? Come on. She has to be. Hi, Lisa. Happy 4th to you as well. And you're absolutely honored to be in serving. So thank you. And I appreciate you tuning in and listening. So very cool. Let's see. You're welcome, Crystal and Lisa. Denise here. So we're back to Denise. So Denise was sitting down eating dinner and this popped up. So that was not my intent, right? Although it's probably a good strategy, but if you're sitting down eating dinner and I'm blaring away on your phone, it certainly will probably be a different dinner, won't it? So great job. Sandra, thanks for the comments. Appreciate that. Yeah, so Teresa, I'm kind of thinking the same thing, right? I mean, I didn't mean for this one to go 34 minutes. When I script it out, what I try and do is, it's really hard to tell how long it's going to go. And then, at some point I get rambling, and I think that when I catch myself rambling, I move on to the next email. But so 34 minutes is longer than normal, and I know because I try and do it daily. But I guess I haven't checked in 4 or 5 days, so I guess I had a lot to say tonight. So thanks for being here for sure. It's the 4 days of. It all has to go tomorrow. I have to go to work tomorrow, and they make me shave. So yes. So Lisa say you will for sure watch out for the complacency to set in. So it's not a matter of if it will set in, because it absolutely will. 100%. So what you need to do is know that it's coming, know how to recognize it, and if you can't recognize it, have some measures in place that help you recognize it. Again, for me, it's clothing size. When the 31-inch jeans no longer fit, I will not buy a size 32. I will not buy a large t-shirt. So if I get to the point where my medium t-shirt doesn't fit, then it's a simple matter, in my scenario, based on the way that my body works, my medium t-shirt, I can get, if I outgrow it, 2 to 3 weeks pretty quickly, I can get right back into it. So, and it's some focus, some discipline, some tracking. So I stay mindful to the plan. I wouldn't say I'm in a complacency mode right now, but I was trying a couple of different things for the past 3 or 4 weeks, trying to see if I can experiment a little differently. It didn't work out. I put that on Connect the Day. It's not working exactly as I thought it would. So I'm now readjusting into a different plan, or different way that I'm working the plan, trying to balance this lifetime thing, trying to figure it out. But well in control, well mindful, very much engaged in the process, just trying to try a couple different things that I think would work for me long term. And I can tell you the first round did not. So we'll go into round 2 and see what that looks like for July. So, but yeah, how to recognize it is the number one key, and have something that recognizes it for you. So Linda says, inspiring as always, thank you. You increased your exercise every day since last Friday. Staying focused, much better. Great work. Yep, just a little bit here and there is all you need to do. You don't need to go crazy. You need to just increase it slow enough so that you don't get burnt out on it, and you don't become too sore where you have to quit. So keep up the great work. Kim says, you have a hard time getting blue dots on the weekends. You stay within your weeklies for the most part, but get frustrated when I can't make it work for 7 days straight. Kim, for a lot of us, the weekends are difficult, right? Because, so usually let me ask you then, if you're still here, what makes the weekend so difficult? Is it social engagements? Because that would be my guess. And if it is, then we need to now find some go-to meals and some go-to restaurants. There are many times when I simply say to people that I'm with or going out with, hey, you know what? I need this if you want to go out to eat today, that's great. Here's what I need because I know what I can get there and it works into my plan. People who know me, and they know when I get to that point where I say, no, this is what I have to have for lunch, we do it. There have been times too when that didn't work out and I say, you know what? We can go wherever. I will get something to eat on the way home. And when I say it like that, it's because I'm taking care of me, and I have no problem. It's not. I'm not trying to be rude or not trying to be disrespectful. But if they really want to go here to eat, I'll gladly go with you, and I'll sit and drink water until you're done. And then on my way home, I'll stop and grab what I need to get to keep me on the plan, because I'm focused back on me and taking care of myself. And the people that are in my circle understand what my goals are. I've communicated them my goals. More importantly, I've shown them that I'm committed to my goals and I'm true to them. So it's not like I'm dissing them by not indulging. I'm taking care of me, and they understand that. So the weekends certainly make it difficult because you have a lot more challenges to come up. But really, it's 2 other days. You could very easily eat the same thing you ate on Saturday and Sunday that you did on Monday, Tuesday. There's no reason why you can't do that. So my challenge for you is let's go for let's try and get one next weekend. Let's see how we do. So Kelly, hello, good to see you here. Yeah, you always, complacency. It's such a hard word to describe because it means so many different things. But the reality is you're right. It hits us all. And you always just have to go, okay, let me just reinvent, let me reassess, let me readjust, make some adjustments. The key is for me, is complacency when I can recognize it now. Before I didn't recognize it until I gained all my weight back. Now I can say, oh, okay, 5-10 pound weight gain. Okay, got it. I'm back. Focused again and retracking. So, I am going to ride about a 5 to 10 pound weight range, but that balances for me perfectly between being able to enjoy some social settings that I wouldn't normally enjoy and live a happy, healthy plan. So it keeps me on the plan, it keeps me engaged, and so I just ride that stage. And I understand the ups and downs, but it's never ever going to be 263 again. I assure you that. You can write that one down. for sure. But anyway, good to see you here, Kelly, for sure. Kim says, first time you caught me live. You do food prep while listening to your podcast, so very cool. You're online only and appreciate the extra support. So Kim, congratulations. Online only is tough. I know a lot of successful people who've done it online only, and every time someone tells me they're online only and they're having success, I just marvel at that because I don't have that ability. But I know it's possible. You know, that's the beauty of Connect. I see people doing it. I just don't have it. So the fact that you're online only and doing it and get it done, great job. And I'm glad that you're able to use this podcast to help you. So cool. Keep up the great work. Kim continues to say, have you done one on recognizing your kryptonite? You know, I'm going to write that down because, you know, off the top of my head, how to recognize it. I think I don't even know what mine would be. Right? I would say sugar, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My kryptonite is usually the first bite of a bad decision. So I have a lot of willpower before the first bite. My willpower fades really quickly after the first bite. The second bite is even weaker, and then by the fourth bite, sometimes it's impossible if I haven't set a pre-limit ahead of time. So I don't know. I'll dig into that. How to recognize your kryptonite so that you know what it is. So I think it kind of ties into the complacency thing, but it's slightly different. So it's a good topic for sure. So Denise likes the longer ones when you're running. Yeah, so a 34-minute run would be a good run for sure. Donna says, happy 4th of July. Really like the idea of letting my clothes help me keep me accountable. Yeah, that's exactly, you know, so I, you know, Donna, you know, I weigh myself daily, right? So there, I mean, that I do. I put it on, it goes on FatDag.com. It goes on Twitter. It goes on Facebook. Every morning I weigh myself. I missed a couple days this weekend. So the rule I do have, though, is when I weigh myself daily, if it's the first thing I do, then I'll hop on the scale. But if I have to get up to let the dog out early and while I'm down here I grab extra water, then at that point my day started and I don't check in. I check in first thing or not a lot. But tomorrow morning, same thing, it'll happen because I'll be back into my routine. And I'm sure it'll be higher than I'm used to, but I understand it. And I understand exactly where it is. I understand exactly how it got there. And I'm still comfortable in the clothes that I'm wearing, but I'm on the upper end. So it's just time to refocus and recommit and get back into it. So it's easy to do. So Kim, so get together with friends and family. So that's what I would say, Kim. And let's see if your next comment pops up here. It says, 1 week at a time. So sit with your friends and family and explain to them. So I think I've talked about this in a previous episode. When you're working the plan, your friends and family, they love you, they support you. Many of them have seen us do this more than once, and they've seen us lose some weight and then gain a lot back and lose some weight and gain a lot back, at least in my scenario for sure. So when I am in this weight loss mode in the middle of my journey, my family is trying to figure out, is this the time, or is this the time he's going to, stop doing it or whatever. So the best way to win is to get to goal and then stay at goal, because then they go, oh, you were serious. During the transition period, it is tough, but you do need to sit with them and say, hey guys, listen, this time is for real. Here's the reasons I'm doing this. Or, you can share as little or as much as you want, but the point is you got to let them know that, hey, listen, I'm choosing to do something different with me in my life, so I would appreciate any help that you can give me. And if we're gonna go hang out, you don't need to be asking me 10 times if I want, extra drinks or extra whatever. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know what's going on. So you can do it, Kim. I'll tell you, when I was losing my weight, there was some crazy events that I went to that I packed a lunch to. Some things that you would not even consider taking a lunch to, I did. So because that was my goal, and I got it done. So Denise online only, Crystal online only. Look at you guys, crazy. So and that's the first bite of a bad decision that first one, it's crazy. The first one leads to the rest of them real quickly. So Sandra's online only. Cool. Yvette, consider, just throwing it out there, consider switching to a meeting, at least for a little while, to see if that changes it up. But I always say, if you're online only and you're having great success, stick with it. If you're meeting and having great success, stick with it. If you're meeting and it's not working, switch to online. If you're online and it's not working, switch to meeting. You got to find the things that work in this program to keep you accountable, that keep you online. So I would offer up, try and switch it up a little bit if what you're currently doing is not working that great. But yeah, be honest and track the blue dots for sure. All right, let's see. So Lisa says her husband is so tuned into your blue dot year that he asked, did we get a blue dot today? That's so cool. So he is non-Weight Watchers, but he's focused on, he's tuned in to helping you earn it. So that is very cool. One of the things that I don't give a lot of credit to because I just forget to say it, but when I was definitely in my weight loss version of my journey, my wife and daughter were incredibly supportive. And so there would be times where, I'd come home and I'd say, what's for dinner? And the first response was, well, how many points do you have left? And so they were helping me stay focused as well. If they would have asked those questions, I very easily could have said, hey, let's go here for dinner. Let's go here for dinner. But every time they asked me, it kept me back in that mindset. So the fact that you have a partner working this with you is huge. And so I would even say, for those who don't have that level of support, let your partner know, let an accountability partner in your team know, hey, listen, if you could check in with me, here's my goal, check in. But we got to be mindful of that, right? Because there's been times that I've been asked to be held accountable, and then when people hold me accountable, I don't like it. So you got to be careful. Linda says, do you ever travel, and have you considered visiting Tennessee? Would love to have you come to our meeting. So Tennessee, depending on where, so let's see, Knoxville's about 4.5 hours from here. So it's not someplace I travel to normally, but you never know. Email me. You never know. Yep, always better with family and friends. So, Yvette, you got it. So Jeff says, for those who are having trouble maintaining, what's the one thing that helps me maintain? Jeff, the thing that helps me maintain more than anything is I will never, ever, ever forget two things. I will never forget how miserable I was at 263 pounds. I'll never forget the feeling of potentially losing my career and having to then readjust my entire life at 263 pounds. I'll never forget the feeling of taking blood pressure medicine every single morning when I didn't really want to. I'll never forget those things. On top of that, I'm now never going to forget how good it feels to have all of that gone. To know that at one point I was taking blood pressure medicine and that I'm not anymore, and that I took control of my life and got it done. So that is what keeps me focused. Now, it doesn't keep me perfect on the plan. I can tell you that right now. There are some days that are better than others for me, but I know that the days that aren't perfect are not anywhere near the days that I don't care. So there is a difference between not being perfect and not caring. I 100% care. I 100% am staying focused to the bigger goal, and the bigger goal is to never weigh 263 again. It's to never weigh 253 again. It's to never even weigh over 200 again. That's the bigger goal. But anywhere from 180 to 190-ish, 185-ish, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that range because that's a balance for me that I've adjusted with, I've adjusted to. And it keeps me, it gives me the balance. And the balance is, like this weekend was 4th of July. We went to a ball game. We sat and watched fireworks. I enjoyed a hot dog at the ballpark. I enjoyed the peanuts at the ballpark. I enjoyed being in the moment at the stuff that I would normally said no to. Now, I will pay for that on the scale. I won't pay for it in my shirt still fits. Everything's there. So the next 3 or 4 days, I'll just be extra mindful and stay with it. So, but the thing that keeps me maintaining is even after a couple days of not eating well, I feel terrible, and so I recognize instantly that feeling of overeating that comes back, and I know that what that leads to is danger down the road, and I'm never, ever, ever going back because I'm never going to forget what that felt like. And so I will maintain this for life. Now, the difference for me, Jeff, is like I said, maintaining is not going to be, for me, at this stage of my journey, maintaining for me isn't going to be working the plan perfectly. Maintaining is me trying to figure out a balance that's going to work for the rest of my life for me. So, Sandra's online only. Cool, cool, cool. So Deborah was online, switched to meeting, online only, switched from meetings to online, okay? And so you have an accountability buddy. So an accountability buddy certainly helps keep you on track. So that is true. Great job. Denise says she likes to make chocolate chip cookies. That's her kryptonite. That's my guess. So Standard, what's my stance on fruit? Been having trouble getting my points in as we eat a lot of fruit. Do you think that's bad? Yes, but no. Fruit is 0 points. It's not 0 calories. There is a distinct difference between those two numbers. The reason that fruit is 0 points is because many of us aren't eating enough fruit. And so therefore, if you come down to 4 points left at the end of your day, and an Oreo cookie is 4 points, let's just say it's not, but an Oreo cookie is 4 points, and an apple was 4 points, you would never pick up the apple. You would almost always pick up the Oreo cookie because you want, if that's your, if you like Oreos, I guess, or whatever sweet, candy thing that you like that's 4 points is. So the reason fruit is 0 points is to allow you to try them and introduce them and build healthy habits eating fruits and vegetables. Now, if you are overeating on fruits and vegetables, they still have calories. So you still have to be mindful of how many you eat. If you eat 1,500 bananas a day, you're going to gain weight. It's going to happen, even though there's 0 points. And you can stay on plan eating 1,500 bananas a day. And you can get a blue dot eating 1,500 bananas a day. So you've got to be careful. 1,500 bananas is probably a lot. 1,400 is probably a better example. But what you've got to do is at the 3 or 4 servings of those per day, that's when after that, you start tracking them. And if you track everything, and I talked about this in a previous episode, you should write down everything you eat, even if it's 0 points, because then you can look back at the weeks that you don't lose and say, oh, you know what, I had 15 apples this week. I had 12 bananas this week. Maybe that is why the scale didn't budge. So I do think you want to get your 3 to 5 servings a day. That is for certain, but you got to be mindful to what that process is. So, Sandra, I hope that helps. Sandy, hi, how are you? I'm glad life is great. Life is great here too. So Sandra, this week 50% lost. Great job. So 50% of your goal, I presume, or not 50% of your body weight, right? I don't know. So Sandra, hopefully 50%, either way, it's good. It's a great number. So because it's progress and it's moving in the right direction. So great job. Great job. All right, let's see. So Sadaf, how do you pronounce it? I saw your message in my inbox. I'll get to that later. Let me see if I can't open it right now. But I did see your message pop into my inbox. I was off the grid for a couple days. So I got a lot of catching up to do in the email box, or in the Facebook Messenger. So I will get to you. So Sandra, cool. So Jeff is finding balance has been tough the last 12 weeks. Need to find the balance to maintain and not keep losing. Yes, you do. But depending on Jeff, do you have it to lose? Is an interesting question. Right, so it's I don't know, I can't see or feel or I'm not with you to know, but there is a point where you could continue still losing because it's there to lose. Maybe I don't know, and so if that's the case, then that's a whole new whole new experience for you, a whole new goal. But otherwise, set a goal again to depending on if your activity level is increased. You may be one of those guys, Jeff. Jeff, I think I told you this before. Eric is Great Big Dog, GR8BIGEDAWG on Connect. He is a great example of someone, he eats a ton of fit points a week because of his exercise level. And he has on regularly hundreds and 180 point days to keep himself on track. But he's experimenting with it to figure out what his body needs to not lose weight. So Jeff, follow him if you aren't already. I think I mentioned it to you before, but I'm not sure. So Sandra, great job. 50% of your body weight. That's incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. Wow. Let's see. All right, so Jeff eating 43 points a day. So yeah, Jeff, so like I said, Eric is on occasion, weekly has 180 point days because of his exercise. So you may need to make an adjustment. So reach out to him and follow him for a little while and see what he's doing, so that he's not losing any more weight either. So. All right, that takes us down to 11:33. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I made it to the bottom of the inbox. Thank you, as always, for being here. It's an honor to do it. It's an honor to be able to walk this journey with you. I'll be back. It's July 4th, obviously. So tomorrow morning, I'll be back on Connect. Be back on Facebook. Everything will be back to normal, whatever normal is. But, again, continue to honor to be here. And I know more than anything, you have the ability to get this done. If you're here listening, which of course you are, if you're listening and you've made it all the way to this point in the show, it means you've made yourself a priority. You have come to the point in your life where you think more than anything, it's you who needs to be number one in your life, and you're taking care of you and you're getting it done. And I'm super proud of you. It's hard work. It takes focus, it takes discipline, it takes dedication, but all of that is possible, and you can do this. So thank you very much. Have a great night. I wish you good focus.